Hi CCC family, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet, and today I'm gonna teach you how to make an elephant border. This is actually a video I've done a couple times before, but it was back when I first started on YouTube and I was still doing some Facebook videos, and they were just, you know, very amateurish. Not that my videos still aren't, but you know, they're a little bit better. And I also wanted to do a TikTok video on it, so I just thought I'd just do it all over again, especially for new subscribers coming in. A lot of times they don't see older videos, so we're just gonna do this. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notify me bell below if you like my videos, so that you can get notified of my videos in the future, and please share them. That helps more than anything. Okay, so just real quick, I know people hate it when I talk, but I do have to explain what I'm doing here. I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook, which is going to make a pretty big border for this. If you want a smaller border, then you can use a smaller hook, and that will make the elephant much smaller. You can use a smaller yarn, or you can use the same yarn and use a smaller hook. There's all kinds of things you can do with this. It doesn't have to be exactly, but I'm using just a mainstays blue to go around this blanket here, and again, this 5.5 millimeter hook. You will need a pair of scissors and a darning needle for the end. You also, if you want to put an eye, I'm not going to do this, but you can put an eye on the elephants. You could either use a doll eye, a very small one, or you could use just a little bit of black yarn and make a little eye there with your darning needle, but I'm not going to do that for this video. That's totally up to you, and you don't have to do it if you don't want to, because they still clearly look like elephants as you go along. I really enjoy the really large elephants so that you can see them, but again, that's totally up to you. Okay, also, this is color pulling blanket that I've started, and I have a video for this color pulling. If you're interested in it, if you see it and you're like, oh, that looks really cool, I'll link it in the description box below so that you can check that out if you want to try it. Also, if you're really new to crochet, so I have a beginner video below if you have any trouble with any of the stitches that we're using, and it'll go over all the stitches, even how to hold your hook and how to hold your yarn. Okay, so let's get into the tutorial. I want to start off by letting you know that this is worked in multiples of 10. So that's what you're going to need when you're doing your border. I think it's helpful to go around with a row of single crochet for this. You don't have to do that, but I think, as you can see right here, I've got a row of single crochet. I think it's just going to make it easier to see. So I would do that, and then keep in mind that you're going to be doing a multiples of 10. Now, if for some reason your blanket does not fit that, or when you went around with single crochets it doesn't fit that, you could skip one or two here or there. You're really not going to notice it. Also, for this elephant, you just go around your corners just like you would go. You just keep going. You don't change anything. Okay, so when you're doing this elephant, you just keep going around, just keep doing what I'm going to show you to do, and don't make any changes at all. And when you come over here to the end, your trunk is going to just go right into the tail of this elephant. Okay, so it's really easy. I know sometimes people get confused when you start in the middle of a border and they get frustrated with that, but I promise you it is exactly the same. I just wanted to show you the progression of the elephants, but exactly the way I'm fixing to start this next one is how you start in the very beginning. There is absolutely no difference. Okay, so what we're going to do is, and you can pretend like we're just starting new here. You're going to go right into your next stitch, and you're going to slip stitch into the next 6 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so you've slip stitched 6 across. Now you're going to chain 3, and right where you did this last slip stitch, working in that same space, you're going to put another double crochet, because that chain of 3 you just did counted as a double crochet. Then you're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and you're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, skip 2, and then go into your next stitch and put 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Then you're going to chain 3, 2 and 3, and now you're going to turn your work. Now this is really important when I'm doing this. Every time I tell you to turn, turn your work. If I tell you don't turn your work, and that's gonna help a lot, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and turn our work here. And right here, this chain of 3 counts as the double crochet over this stitch right here. And the next top of this double crochet, we're going to put another double crochet. And then in our chain 2 space right here, we're going to put 2 double crochets. And then into the top of this double crochet right here, we're going to put another double crochet. And then in the top of this chain of 3 that we started with here, we're going to put a double crochet. That can be kind of hard to work into. Try to find your 3rd stitch up and work right into that and put a double crochet. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the tail. That was the body. So now we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you're going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in this 5th stitch, you're going to put a single crochet. Just like that. Then you're going to turn your work back around. And you're going to be working up this chain of 5. So you're going to go into your next stitch right up here, and you're going to put a slip stitch. 1, and then do into the next another slip stitch, 2, and into the next another slip stitch, and that's 3. And at this point, we're going to pull up our loop, and we're going to go into this trunk so that we can keep them together. So I'm going to go right into, holding my hook like this, going into the 2nd stitch. I'm going to pull this loop right through. Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to go into my next stitch and I'm going to put a slip stitch. Okay, and that way that trunk is joined to that tail. Okay, now we're going to go in working on the top of the body here. We're going to go into this 1st stitch right here and we're going to put a single crochet. Then we're going to go into our next stitch and we're going to work a half double crochet. Then we're going to work 4 double crochets across. So there's 1, and 2, and 3, and don't forget this one right here, right on the top of this chain of 3, you need to work another double crochet. And so now you have 4, okay? Now we're gonna work on the ear. To chain 2 pretty loosely, and I'm gonna go right into the bottom of this V right here, and I'm going to put a single crochet. Now I'm gonna work into this in a little bit, that's why I said do it loosely. We're gonna work another ear into there, okay? But first we're gonna go down and we're gonna work around, not this double crochet, but this one right here, this post right here, we're gonna work around that for our 1st ear. So I'm gonna use my nail to pull it up, but you can use your fingertip. And we're gonna go right into there and we're going to put a single crochet. Then we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to put 5 double crochets all around that post. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you're going to chain 3, and you're going to put a single crochet again into that around that post right there. Okay, so now we've got our 1st ear finished. Now we're going to go into this little space that we were working on right here. We're going to go right into there and work our ear. So I'm going to go right into the middle of this, and it can be kind of hard to find, but go right into the middle of that circle you created. And you're going to put a single crochet. Then you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to put 5 double crochets all into this little circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you're going to chain 3, and you're going to put a single crochet right back into that same space. Okay? Just like that. So now you have both of your ears, and they're going to look all topsy-turvy and stuff just like this. That's exactly the way that they should look, believe it or not. Okay, and so now we're going to make the head. So we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2. And this is where, you know, like I said, it can get a little bit confusing, but you're going to go right into the middle of these ears right here, right into the middle after you chain 2, and you're going to put a single crochet. Okay, just like that. And then you're going to be working into that chain 2 space that you just created to make your head. Okay, so you're going to go right into the chain 2 space, and you're going to put a single crochet. Then you're going to chain 3, and into that same space you just created, you're going to put 3 more double crochets. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then we're going to make our trunk. So you're going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then you're going to slip stitch down. So you'll have 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you're going to start doing single crochets and chain 1s all the way down to the foot. So right after you do that, you're going to be right here where we made this head. You're going to go right in around that double crochet, and you're going to do a single crochet, chain 1. Then you're going to go into the next space below the head where there's that little circle there, and you're going to do a single crochet and chain 1. Now you're over here where the ears are. Same thing, single crochet, chain 1. Now you're working down here below the ears where the body is. Single crochet, chain 1. And now you're down here at the last foot. You're going to single crochet, chain 1, and then single crochet right down right where that first double crochet came out of, right there for our first foot. Okay, and now you've done a single crochet. And then what you've done now is made a beautiful little elephant. Okay, both sides. There's the ears, there's the head, there's the nose there. Okay, so I'm going to go over that again. I'm going to do it the next. I'm going to do really silently. Now I do want to say, this is not the easiest thing to figure out, and if you can't, don't worry about it. If you get it perfect the first try, go you, because it can be a little bit confusing. But what I want to tell you is try not to think about anything and just follow exactly what I'm doing, and then it'll eventually start to make more sense the more you do it. If you need to fast forward, if I went too fast for you, you can slow the video down in the in your settings. But you can rewind, you can pause, you can write this down, you can do whatever you need to do to help you accomplish this, because it's just so darn cute, and it's really not that hard once you get the hang of it. Okay, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do another elephant, but I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to go very slowly. I'll probably try to edit this with a little bit of like soft music, and I'm just going to go over it quietly and slowly. Okay. guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or you need any help, don't hesitate to ask below in the YouTube comments section. But if you're not comfortable with that, you can also find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and I have a Gmail. So feel free to message me on any of those. I love when you show me your finished projects that you've been working on. I get a lot of pictures like that on Facebook and Instagram, and I love to see those. So feel free to share that as well. And I'll see you again soon, guys. Happy crocheting. Bye-bye.